Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. Before we start, I'd like to thank all of you for helping me out with the comments and likes. It really has helped. And some people have mentioned that giving likes and comments to my videos has made them show up in their feed again. So if you do enjoy my videos, then please don't forget to leave a like or a comment. Now let's get started with today's first story because we've got two stories and both of them have updates. This post is from the subreddit Relationships and it's by user Hipster Assassin. My 22 male girlfriend, 21 female, has left me for another guy but still wants to stay at my place. Is this normal or okay? I had been with my girlfriend since we were both 16 officially, but I have known her since I was 9 because we grew up around the same area. She is a lot more attractive than I am. 2 years ago, we both moved to a new city and found a place together because I started working for a music tech company and she got into college to finish her studies. Our relationship was overall good for the most part. However, when I would describe our relationship, sometimes people would mention that she seemed controlling as she didn't let me watch smut, tried to stop me from playing certain video games, or commented on other women's physical appearances. Like saying I thought someone was cute, when she did about other men a lot. She always wanted our internet on restrictive mode. Friends also said that she was a leech as I would pay for everything for the house and food as she didn't have a job. This is where I think the problem started because a few months ago I confronted her about her behavior and her finding a job or anything to contribute, which led to a big argument where we didn't talk to each other for a few days after, you understand? Now, I'm not the perfect boyfriend. I sometimes leave my clothes everywhere and sometimes forget to feed her dog, once it got sick because I did. She once wanted us to go on vacation abroad to Japan and I promised her we would, but we never did, so it's not all one-sided. However, we were fine after that and talked, but not as much as usual, but we also did stop having sex. This led up to last week when we had just planned to watch something, but just before, she sat down near me with a worrying face and told me that she wanted to break up with me as she has feelings for another guy. She said it's not because of her, but because I have changed and stopped being active in the relationship. I had tears in my eyes but didn't let them fall out because I think it would have made everything worse. But I still don't understand what she meant. Even though she ended the relationship, she still wants to live with me as roommates because it is closer to her college. Is this normal? No. Or should I kick her out? Yeah. I still love her and would do anything, but I want to be realistic. There is also the option of me buying her a place for a short while and paying for it until she gets a job. This might be a side note, but is it possible that she doesn't want to move out because she might still have feelings for me? Oh, OP, I think I need to bring my Nana in again to tell you something.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
Thanks for the input, Nana. Now, I gotta say, OP, in all these years of reading stories, I think this is the first one where I've ever heard the "it is you, not me" reason to end a relationship. Now, to your questions, is this normal? No, it's not normal. It is actually leeching off of you because it's closer to her college. Get the F out of my apartment. Also, OP, do not even think about buying her a place or renting her a place or anything like that. She ended the relationship, that's it, bye-bye. Look, I'm not saying she's a gold digger, but she certainly acts like a gold digger. She contributes to nothing, wanted you to take her on a trip to Japan, and now wants to stay at your house just because it's closer to her college? Why doesn't the new guy rent her a place, or why doesn't she move in with the new guy? You said that your relationship started going downhill the moment you asked her to please contribute to you guys. And apparently instead of doing that, she started looking for the next guy. So just in case, OP, you should get tested. Now, regarding your last question, if it could be that she doesn't want to move out because she might still have feelings, no, definitely not. And maybe I'm going too far with this, but I think you need some professional help if you're asking that question. You need to build your self-esteem up again, man. You've turned yourself into a doormat. That's not healthy. And what do you guys think about OP's situation? How quick would you have kicked her out of your apartment? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Ninja Cat Power, coolest username ever, says, "Hey there, first of all, sorry that you're going through this. Breakups suck. But in my opinion, she has to move out. If you want her as your girlfriend and not your roommate, she has to move out or you'll never get over this. And do not, I repeat, do not buy her a place. She is not your girlfriend anymore, and yes, she might still have feelings for you, but apparently not the kind of feelings a girlfriend has, or she wouldn't have broken up with you. You also said she had feelings for someone else. She should live with that guy then, if she can't afford her own place. And Opie responds, but he doesn't have his own place. I don't want her to be homeless on the street with no education. Ashley DL87 says, this isn't healthy. While she is there, you will always be questioning if her actions have some meaning. You both need to go separate ways to grow as individuals. Just because your place is close to her school isn't an acceptable reason to keep living there. She is an adult and capable of figuring out her own living situation. And Opie responds, so you think it's healthier if I just cut off from her completely? And Deleted says, kick her out and stop to worry about her. She controls what you should do or not, but does what she wants to do. These double standards are toxic for a relationship. She blames you for not putting effort into the relationship, which sounds like she is uncomfortable with that you don't want to continue to pay for everything and she doesn't want to work or find a job. Now she has a new guy and you want to continue to let her stay? You want to meet the new guy when he comes over to visiting her? Do you want to pay for a place for her so she can hook up there with their new guy? I doubt it. Also, that she has no place to live and no job or money is completely her problem and not yours. She ended things and now she has to care for herself or she has to ask her parents or this guy. I think you would be stupid to continue supporting her. And Opie responds, I thought kicking her out like that would be harsh, but everyone is also saying the same as you, so I'm in conflict. Additional information from Opie's comments. She's the only person I've seriously been in a relationship with, and our families are pretty close. Also, as I've said, she doesn't have a job and money to sort out a place to live for herself. I was looking for possible jobs for her 2 days ago, and I think I might have found something. She is the only girl I've ever been with, and we have shared so many things together. No other girl will go with a guy like me. I don't even have a six-pack. I don't think she slept with him, but she said she had feelings for this guy. So how is she cheating if she broke up with me? She was honest and told me to my face, even if it was heartbreaking, as they say. 2 months ago, we told each other we loved each other, and now this. We have been together for 5 years and we have known each other for longer. I can't imagine being with any other woman. I know she's out of my league but isn't. There must be some chance. I hope I am not unrealistic, but everyone here says the same thing. I don't know what I'll do if I'm not with her. She is the only person I have here. Alright, well the community gave it to Opie straight and he still refuses to see it. He kind of feels bad that she doesn't have a job or money to pay for a place to stay, which is ridiculous because it's not your problem, Opie. And this just makes me double down on the fact that you, man, need help getting your self-esteem back on track. Anyways, it's time to move on with the update, but again, I'd like to remind you that if you are enjoying this video so far, go ahead and click the like button for me. Now, let's move on with the update. Thanks to everyone who commented last time. I really needed the feedback, just like anyone else. In the end, because everyone, including some members of my family, said she should move, I decided to confront her and tell her she needed to leave as she was with someone else now. I told her that it was not fair on me and should tell her new boyfriend to find her a place. She then kept telling me that he was not working and did not have enough money for that to happen. Then we went back and forth for a while and I would suggest a solution for her, but she would make an excuse. I then went on to say she wasn't my responsibility anymore and she was the one who broke up with me. She then replied and said that this was proof that I never really loved her and now she knew that she made the right choice. And she was very angry at this point, with tears coming down. She then refused to listen or interact with me and started packing. She took all that stuff that was mine, which was a gift from her, and then left. I felt a bit guilty as I should have handled it better, so I sent her an apology text, but she didn't reply, and I haven't spoken to her since. Afterward, I was depressed for a couple of weeks, which is why I didn't update sooner. I quit my job and moved back in with my parents, so I'm back in my hometown and I can talk to my old friends, which is helping me in getting better and feeling okay again. I still feel upset if I think about her too much, but I'm trying to focus on myself now. My problem is I don't think I will find someone in her league again. It's not just her looks, but I'm also not muscular or a very socially formidable person and timid with people I don't know. So I doubt anyone will be interested. I just think it's unlikely another girl will like me at this stage, but I'm not blaming women in general. That's why I'm just gonna focus on getting my life straight again. My family is looking for a professional who I can talk to. They are helping me at the moment. I'm also trying to find another job to regain focus, or I might do something in college. I was thinking of joining the military, but my family talked me out of it. Honestly, I just want a woman who is kind and sweet, but also can be fearless and has similar interests at me. But as I said, I'll focus on myself and go from there. Thanks again to all of you who commented and tried to help me. Willoughby, you're on your way. It's not a happy update, but it is a positive one because you did tell her to move out and you got rid of her. She's out of your life. Now, as you say, focus on yourself because you most definitely need to start building your self-esteem up again. So on that note, here's wishing you the best in the future, OP. Thank you for sharing and take care. Now, let's move on to the next post that, like I said in the beginning of the video, also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Relationships and it's by user Deleted. My 27 female husband, 30 male, caught his sister, 27 female, secretly recording our conversation at family dinner. She admitted to it and claims it's so she can psychoanalyze us, but who knows. So yeah, last weekend we were at my in-laws' house for family dinner. And halfway through, my husband grabbed his sister's phone from the table and loudly asked why she was recording. Everyone at the table became quiet except for mother-in-law. She jumped to sister-in-law's defense by saying my husband must be mistaken, but he wasn't because her phone happened to be unlocked and in 1 second he showed us that it was indeed recording and it had been since she had arrived. Then, sister-in-law snatched her phone back and told us that she would also be recording the rest of dinner since she plans on getting it psychoanalyzed. I don't know what she means by that or why she would say or do that, but how she said it made it seem like a threat. She then returned her phone to the table to record the rest of dinner. As with most family dinners, I was rather stoned at the time, so I didn't really react beyond just remaining quiet from that moment on. My in-laws decided to do what they usually do, which is just ignore it, but my husband was very open about how pissed he was. He argued with her to stop recording and she refused to stop or apologize. We left right after dinner since she was still recording and my husband was upset about that and with his parents. His parents wouldn't even talk about it. Today, when he called his mom, she laughed it off like it was no big deal. He even told her that what sister-in-law did was illegal in our state, and it totally is, and she still didn't care. One of the things that bothers me the most about this is that my sister-in-law has a long history of really sketchy behavior. In the past, she has actually bragged to me about blackmailing people before, so who knows what she's going to do with it. She also asked her parents many loaded questions before we knew she was recording, and they said some stuff that would look bad for them. I think they were the main target of her malice since she only asked them the controversial questions. But if she's willing to do that to her parents, who knows what she would do to us? Maybe I'm paranoid, but I'm reasonably certain nothing good can come of this and she probably won't stop recording since she lives with no consequences. I love family dinners, especially when I'm baked. Still, my in-laws clearly don't see anything wrong with her behavior, and I hate feeling uncomfortable, so I don't really want to go back. My husband agrees with me. I'm afraid that if my husband and I stop going to family dinners, my in-laws will solely blame me for ruining their relationship with their son, since they already blame my non-existent relationship with my abusive parents on me for not forgiving them. As I said, my husband tried talking to his mom today about it and that got us nowhere. What do we do next? Should I try to talk to her myself? Should my husband and I try talking to her together? It can't just be my husband. He doesn't want to and they argue constantly. Could this be more of a phone call thing? We can't really suggest therapy. She's already seeing one since she was depressed and life-ending earlier this year. Wow, OP, that sounds like a mess. First of all, your in-laws, your mother and father-in-law, sound like complete idiots. For starters, blaming you on your non-existent relationship with your abusive parents? Yeah, projection much? Personally, if I was in your shoes, I would just ask my husband if he wants to go no contact for a while, and you know what? Who cares if they blame you for it? It's not like you can actually reason with these people apparently, since they refuse to see what their daughter is doing. However, I kind of do think that you're gonna get some bad rap for that, saying like, oh, you're ruining this family because you don't want to come. It's not you who's ruining it. You're just setting boundaries that you don't want to be recorded without consent and then, quote unquote, psychoanalyzed, which I also think is very strange. And what do you guys think about this? How would you go about it if you were in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's carry on with the community comments to see what they had to say. Doughchild says, stop talking to this person. Anything you say, she's going to use against you, recorded or not. Just cut contact. Invite the parents-in-law for dinners in public. She's not invited. If she comes, sit far away and just don't talk to her. If they take her side, they can eat alone. You know abuse. You've seen it before and you know what boundaries are and how they hurt and when you say stop. It might not be comfy, but it can be healthy. So leave the weird bunch by themselves, then they can psychoanalyze each other without giving you a headache. Plus, they're already blaming you. Make no mistake, she's their princess, he's their child, you're the interloper. When it comes to delusional situations, everyone who disagrees is against them. It must be super mystical vagina power that makes their son pick your side. Not crazy. Planet Olitron says, I'm sorry, I have no constructive advice. I just want to say, +1 for baked at family dinner. There is no better way. Desperaste says, recording someone without their permission is illegal in most countries. This is why you are told this call may be recorded for quality control purposes. Let that settle in for a moment. Sounds like sister-in-law is a... If the parents-in-law are not shutting this behavior down, then that's even worse. She can only record you with your permission. Marrying into the family doesn't make you any less of a family member than them. She needs to respect that. Alright, well, the community gave OP some pretty decent advice on how to deal with this situation, but OP didn't reply to any comments, which means we move on straight to the update to see how this story ends. Months ago, I posted about my husband catching sister-in-law recording the family's conversations at the dinner table, after she had asked her parents a bunch of loaded questions regarding subjects where they are not politically correct. We took your advice. We told them we weren't going back until she stopped recording. By then, sister-in-law had changed her story 5 times. She even tried to play the victim and made up some sob story about how mother-in-law had threatened to end her. Mother-in-law is so blind that she refused to believe us when we told her sister-in-law claimed mother-in-law threatened her. After that, we only went over for big holidays or when we knew sister-in-law wouldn't be there. After some months of sister-in-law seeing an actual therapist, the therapist before was apparently just a nutritionist, and after getting a new job, sister-in-law seemed like she was in a better place emotionally. She used to lie about everything, even crap that doesn't matter, but she started making an effort to correct previous lies and to be blunt. She became less of an a-hole. She actually seemed happy too, which is a big deal because she is usually such a negative, unhappy person. So we gave family dinner with her another chance, and it went okay. The meat was still overcooked, but whatever. Everything seemed nice and normal, which was great. That lasted until 2 days ago when I saw a picture of me on her phone. It was accompanied by a huge block of text and she was still typing out when I walked by her and happened to see my freckly face on her phone's screen. The picture was taken in their living room and I was still wearing the same clothes as in the picture. I asked her what she was doing and she ignored me and silently left the room. I don't know who she is sending that picture of me to, but it's effing creepy. So of course I go and tell my husband and he is pissed, but he doesn't want to leave because he hasn't seen his brother in months. And brother-in-law and his girlfriend are only in town for 2 days and staying there. I agree to stay and not confront sister-in-law that weekend. Brother-in-law and his girlfriend had just returned from a very long trip abroad, and they are such wonderful people that it was worth tolerating sister-in-law to see them. So there, that's it. Sister-in-law is a happier person, but still a giant creep we won't spend any more time with again. I think it's safe to assume that if she's taking picture of us, she's probably doing other stuff we don't like. So we're back to no contact with her. At least we had a really great time with brother-in-law and his girlfriend. Well, OP, you guys gave it a fair shot and she just continued to be a creep, although a happy one apparently. So back to no contact seems like the best option here. Thanks so much for sharing, OP, and take care. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.